Well, hello there, YouTube. Almost can't film from here because the sun is like too much. That's a terrible thing, huh? Ooh, my lens is dirty. But yeah, it's almost 50 degrees out here. It's like 48. It feels like a spring morning. It's crazy. It's fantastic. Looks good out here. A little dark looking that direction though. It's beautiful though. Holy moly. Anyway, today is Wednesday the 11th of January. It's hump day. So let's enjoy this beautiful day. Hope you guys enjoy yours. 'Cause man, is it pretty here. Holy moly. So it's been a minute. But how about a beautiful 50-degree view of old Dr. Pierce's barn? Yeah, I know, I was not in my lane. That's what you get for turning around. No lane keep assist, nothing on. Just drive it for you. Oh, look at this though. 51 degrees it is now. Kelly's going, I think we need to stay home and go for a ride. I'm thinking, be all about that. Ooh, it's nice. Yep, I feel that little bug coming on, Mama. The I need to ride bug.
Yeah, that would be the one.
The moon up there shining. Ooh. God, is it beautiful out here. Kelly's going, we just good. Need to call in. Don't tell them you're sick or whatever. Just say, we got some Harleys in the shop that are crying. We need to tend to them. I'm all about that. Oh, can I just stay home today? Ooh, it's beautiful. I'll say that about 5,000 times a day, I'm sure. Well, Mama, it was beautiful, safe, and smooth all the way to work. That's a sign of a dadgum good day about to come on down.
Yes.
What you reckon?
I hope so.
Well, Mama,
Yes, hub.
we made it to hump day.
Mm-hmm.
We're just somewhere about halfway in here. We're going to be sliding towards the weekend.
Yes.
That's all right with me. Well, that seems like a negative thing. You're going down to the weekend.
I don't know.
Shouldn't it just be, divot day because you're coming up?
Yeah, something like that.
You're raising to the good.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. The weird things you think about, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Mama.
All
Have
right,
yourself a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you as the day goes on.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right, love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye now. This is my my old friend. It's the one with the wiring harness, and remember the whole debacle with the whole light thing. That's when her and I've we had some time together. Nothing wrong with it. Oh, I guess the main low beam bulb is out. It's just a H4 type bulb. So low beam, and he's just getting an oil change. Why do the emails have to come flying through? That's that buzzing you're hearing. But yeah, just a straightforward thing. Good Lord. The emails, just, you hear that buzzing? That's the little haptic feedback thing. But anyway, this is what we're doing to that. And I want to tell you guys, last night I put that Hobby Wing 1080p, or not 1080p, but 1080 G2 electronic speed control, the ESC inside that thing. Set that, the pulse width modulator to 16K, and it is totally silent. You know that crazy, I'm telling you what, I pick up my phone, it's like it's been waiting to release all these emails. That's what it feels like, but it's not. It's just the nature of you turn your camera on, let's just make a bunch of noise in the background and try to ruin the video. But anyway, that speed controller at that, having the frequency at 16K, by default it's at 8. That's how the speed controller comes out of the box, and that's almost, it's nothing like it was. You can barely hear it. And anyway, put it at 16K, which is the next step up. And it's silent. It's like a brushless motor. It's crazy. That was my investment, people. Definitely got to answer that phone call. We have a meeting at a time that's going to catch me about halfway coming to work tomorrow. So I've been meaning to call them. And, well, his secretary called me first. And I said, well, can we change that time just a little bit? I said, I've got hands-free and stuff. But, I'd rather not be thinking about, your financial future while I'm driving down the road, even though it's hands-free. But anyway, that speed controller, absolutely worth its weight in gold. Not even saw it. I finally freaked her out because I was doing wheelies with it. It's got a lot more punch to it. So I was out there, I was goofing around through the house, and Sasha was cool. Soon as Sasha and Annie are the two that freak out. They hear that beep from the stock setup, and whoa, can't find them for a while. They go run back in Kelly and I's bedroom and hide. Go in there. It's the cutest thing. They sit together. Them two are just, they are sisters, but they just sit together. Got the same little perky ears, and they go, we don't like that sound. That freaks us out. But, the Annie didn't move. She had her little cozy spot, and Sasha and me raced around trying to do wheels. She goes, all right, that's enough of that. So she scooted back to the bedroom, and that was it. But she wasn't freaked out about it. She was more curious. She was walking up to it. When I go out there on the little track out there and I run the truck, she hears that beeping sound. You know how she hides by the apple tree when I mow the lawn? That's where I find her when I'm done playing on my little impromptu little rock crawling area over there. But yeah, I love it. Told Kelly, I said, you'll really like this. Way more. She's afraid to go up the ramp and stuff like that because she watches me do the truck. And she goes, that seems a little herky-jerky. The Bronco does so much better. She will not drive the Bronco. She'll drive it if I take the top off. I go, Kelly. She goes, if I hurt that thing, I'll feel horrible. She doesn't care. She ain't worried about me getting mad. She goes, I know you don't get mad, but you'll be upset. Well, you can't not be. It's gonna get beat up anyway. The very first time I drove it. Oh no, that was the truck. The very first time I drove it, I flopped it in the gravel. But it's painted underneath. It's just scratches in the plastic. But they're gonna get that way. Even the Bronco, as much as it pains me to say, I love that thing. Never did get a chance to mess with those skid guards. I ended up getting done putting that speed controller in and playing with it for way too long last night. I was up late. Well, I'm up late anyway, but anyway, jaw jacking forever here. Let me, just staring at a state patrol motorcycle. You guys going, what is he doing? There's no video here. It's just like audio in the background. I should just take a picture and just have it run through the thing. That's pretty much what that was, wasn't it? Apologize. Anyway, let me bounce out. Find something cool to record. All right. As I showed you guys yesterday, I got that new ESC, electronic speed controller, from Hobby Wing. It's called the 1080 Gen 2 or G2. And that seemed to pull up some questions. So let's discuss it right quick. Set this off to the side. If you guys remember, that was the blue Traxxas speed controller that I had in there. The advantage of something like this, and it's a brushed speed controller. It has to be a brushed motor. It's not electronic, or it's not brush. It doesn't run brushless motors. And this one is essentially, it almost makes this thing run like it's a brushless motor. But anyway, you have just almost infinite adjustability to it. One of the cool things, you guys, when I was driving this one and you guys are listening to the cameras, you hear that high frequency pitch that a brush motor makes. That pitch is coming from what they call the PWMs, or the pulse width modulator. Think of it as like in the computer where it's like a 555 time. It's a square wave. So say you have a 5 volt say you got a 5-volt LED light. So you have bright when the brakes are applied, and then you have an on. Like this is just on in regular mode. When I apply the brakes, it gets almost twice as bright. So think of it as like in a duty cycle. So it's a square wave. It's half on, half off in a 50% duty cycle. So maybe with these in the running mode, they're at 25% duty cycle. And when the brake lights are on, they're at a 75% duty cycle. So in other words, the faster the duty cycle, the more on time it is. So how that translates in a LED is the higher the frequency, the brighter it appears to the human eye because it's on more, because the LED has a max and you're regulating it down to make the frequency less than max. So the end result, it happens so fast that the human eye doesn't see it. However, a camera like a GoPro, you guys notice that the like the dash on the Spyders will flash. That's just, it's a conflict between the frame rate of the camera and the duty cycle or the PWM of the LEDs. And to make a long story short, it's a frequency. So, you know, zero frequency is a zero duty cycle. 50% is one cycle of a square wave. So it's half on, half off. Think of one duty cycle is, duty cycle, it's on time divided by on plus off time. So one cycle is an on period and an off period. Anyway, this allows you to adjust the pulse width modulation going to the motor. So I don't know what stock is. I would say probably somewhere around 8K. Somewhere around, or not 8K, but around 4K. Because this electronic speed controller, it comes set at 8. And it's half as noisy, maybe even less than what the stock electronic speed controller is. So you have one step higher frequency that you can set this at 16K. At 16K, that thing's as quiet as a brush motor. It's the dangest thing ever. Okay, so that's one of the things you can do. It doesn't scare Sasha and Annie. I was telling you guys about that earlier today. Also, the BEC is more powerful. BEC is battery eliminator circuit. So you have this battery that puts out all this power, and this is like a voltage regulator that controls that power. So a more powerful BEC, this one has a maximum of 6 amps. I don't know when it uses the 6 amps, because on average it's 4 amps, which is probably double what the stock one is. So it's allowing more amperage to go to like steering servos, or like on the Bronco, you know, it's got the rear diff lock and unlock, front diff lock and unlock, and then the transmission shifter. So yeah, it supplies more voltage and amperage to those, or actually more amperage, because this is set at 6 volts. But if you have some higher end stuff, this is switchable. Most of them are switchable. I think even the Traxxas one is too. You can switch from 6 volt to 7.4 volts. It's allowing more power, more voltage to reach servos and things of that nature, which is also controlling like the body lights and stuff like that. It's all being controlled by the BEC, the battery eliminator circuit. Think of it as a regulator. Well, this one you can 6, 7.4, or even up to 8.4. I think at 8.4 the maximum is 4 amps, but 6 amps, but no, 4 at the higher voltage, maximum up to 6 on other things. I don't know when the 6 volts comes. It's a 4 amp BEC. So you know, I have all this stuff in my head. I've always had the worst time translating that, and you just get a big chalkboard and do it that way, because I can visually show things and explain it better. It just comes out. I listen back and I go, dude, you didn't make any sense. So way more powerful electronic speed control it allows more voltage to circuits like servos and whatnot. And that ability to adjust the pulse width modulation to 16K is pretty impressive. So turn the speed controller on first. Always turn the speed controller on first. Don't be a knucklehead and watch your car go flying across the parking lot. Plug in a battery. Turn her on. Okay, you guys remember that squeaky sound is the steering servo. But you remember the sound through the cameras when I'm driving this is the TRX4 Sport, the truck, with the brushed motor. Listen to this motor now. Listen. You hear the transmission and drivetrain. No more that high pitched. That's just mechanical things moving around. That high pitched thing is gone, because the pulse width modulation is up to 16K. It maxes out. It doesn't need to go anymore. It's silent. That is just as quiet as the Bronco with the brushless motor. And actually the Bronco, because of the dual speed transmission, if you notice when I'm in granny gear, first gear, that thing sounds like an old Dodge in granny gear. So this one, it's only one speed and it's not as low, so the transmission doesn't make as much noise. Anyway, that is the 1080, the QuicRun 1080 Generation 2. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, we're out here after 10 o'clock again.
I know.
I'm still in my work attire.
Yes, you
I
are.
usually come home and skivvy out immediately.
Yeah, you beat me.
Yeah. I've just been at her. Mm-hmm. Man, I love all you guys. It's like daily. Multiple people. I'm getting emails and comments and whatever about you guys. What's cool is a lot of you guys did the same as me, or into RC cars and RC things, whether it flies or crawls or whatever, and you guys are getting back into it. So
that's way cool.
That's cool. And enjoy the sport. It's so much fun. I'm really liking the rock crawler thing, just the relaxedness of it. I'm like all about taking her easy. The nice thing is, just do it anywhere. You can come up with anything.
Oh yeah.
I was in there. I laid that old Harley battery out of the sports, and I was crawling over that thing. Kelly's dinging my phone. It's dinner time.
Dinner.
Anyway, I think on that, we're going to call her a day.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you again.
Hopefully it's not still raining.
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye now.